Thank you for listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
We're talking EFAs, essential fats, fats in general, omega-3s, omega-6s, all as it regards skin health, all as it regards skin hormone health. The skin is a major site of hormone production, a major site of hormone effects, and I'm talking all hormones. Testosterone and cortisol and estrogen all have major effects on the skin. And then there's the little mini hormones, the quick-acting hormones, the eicosanoids, the inflammation hormones. They're actually activated EFAs, as we said. They are the control factors for inflammation and anti-inflammation. And everybody knows, certainly if you've been listening to this program, that anti-inflammation equals anti-aging and inflammation equals aging. They're both important, of course, but for the most part, excesses or imbalances in inflammation versus anti-inflammation are the key elements of the aging process and the disease process in general. Omega-3 fats are broken down and activated, I should say, into anti-inflammatory hormones, eicosanoids, omega-6s into inflammatory ones. Boost your omega-3s. That's really the take-home message here. You need them both, but most of us are getting oils, anyway, that contain omega-6s, and boosting your omega-3s is a very, very important strategy. I was just reading about fish oil, sori oil. You know, fish oil is very interesting. It's not really strictly an essential fatty acid-rich oil. It has omega-3s in it, but not necessarily EFAs. Nonetheless, fish oil is incredibly helpful, especially for the skin because of its anti-inflammatory benefits. And making sure you're using fish oil is a great way to get your omega-3s. Another great way to get your omega-3s is to use one of my all-time favorite supplements that nobody ever talks about as an all-time nutritional supplement. Everybody talks about this stuff as a sleep aid. It's melatonin. But really, melatonin is a supplement. Not essential, of course. It is a hormone. An amazing, amazing, amazing hormone. I've personally been taking 6 milligrams or so, sometimes more, nightly for a few years. And I got to tell you, melatonin is amazing for sleep. Now, if you're dealing with chronic insomnia, melatonin may not help you. And there are folks who take melatonin and say, well, that didn't help me. Well, that's because your body doesn't want you falling asleep. If you have chronic long-term insomnia issues, you've got a major stress response going on in the body. And melatonin can be helpful, but it's not necessarily going to work to put you to sleep. Or if it does put you to sleep, you may wake up in the middle of the night. Your body doesn't want you to fall asleep. You can't trick the body. You can drug the body, but you can't necessarily trick the body. You can drug the body with a sleeping pill, but then you're going to have to deal with all those problems, all the side effects and addiction, etc. Melatonin can help folks who don't necessarily have insomnia, but just want to get a really, really good night's sleep. Or you want to get some good dreams. Melatonin is amazing for dreams. It's produced in the pineal gland, located in the middle of the brain. And the pineal gland, oh man, you want to talk about spectacular. The pineal gland is this tiny, tiny little piece of tissue right in the middle of your brain that the philosopher Descartes called the seat of the soul. I don't know how he knew this, but as it turns out, he was maybe not all that incorrect, because the pineal gland is how processes chemicals, processes hormones, DMT, if you've heard of that, melatonin, serotonin, that are responsible for consciousness, for how we see the world. So yes, and you can make a case that the pineal gland is the seat of the soul. The pineal gland makes melatonin. And melatonin, while it's important for sleep, is much more important as a general bodily supplement. Everyone knows about melatonin for sleep, but did you know that melatonin can help your hair grow? Melatonin can help your skin look better. Melatonin can help your pigment look better. Melatonin can help your heartburn. Melatonin has anti-cancer effects. Melatonin is anti-aging. And there's a relationship between melatonin and serotonin. Melatonin is natural Prozac. Melatonin is natural Prozac. Yes, instead of acting like a reuptake inhibitor, which basically poisons reuptake. Remember, whenever you hear the word inhibitor, think poison. Think shutting down. Think toxicity. A serotonin reuptake inhibitor poisons reuptake. Melatonin is a natural way to boost your serotonin without affecting reuptake. And for that matter, serotonin also increases melatonin. They have this balancing out relationship with each other. Serotonin is converted to melatonin and vice versa. Melatonin is converted to serotonin. In the daytime, you get a big hit of serotonin. That's why I always say it's helpful to go, when you get up in the morning, go right to the window, look right at the sun. The sun is what converts that melatonin into serotonin. Go right to the sun. Oh, you don't want to look right in the sun. That'll hurt your eyes. Baloney. You want to look right in the sun. Now, you don't want to burn your eyes, of course, but you want to look right in the sun. Looking right in the sun will turn all that melatonin into serotonin. And because serotonin gets converted the other way to melatonin, you'll help your body make melatonin as well. That's what's supposed to happen, by the way. As we get older, that doesn't happen as well. And this is one of the reasons why older folks have insomnia, why older folks have anxiety issues, jitteriness issues. Has something to do, it has a lot to do with cortisol and stress and degeneration, but has something to do with this relationship between melatonin and serotonin. I'm not saying melatonin is some kind of magical sleeping pill, by the way. If you have enough stress hormones going on, if you got enough cortisol in your body, you're not falling asleep. All right. Melatonin's also got some interesting roles to play for the digestive tract. I'll tell you what that is when we come back from our break, and then we'll talk skin and melatonin. You're listening to The Bright Side.
If you're like me, you're concerned about the stock market and the economy. You're asking the questions, but it just doesn't seem that you're getting the right answers. Well, my friends at the Wealth Preservation Institute not only have the answers, but they've put together a free report, How to Survive the Upcoming Economic Collapse and Protect Your 401ks, IRA savings, and retirement income. Don't hesitate. This report's for free for a limited time by calling 888-772-2929. That's 888-772-2929. Take back your financial lives today.
We've had an amazing year here at Supernatural Silver. We've truly enjoyed the fantastic response from thousands of people as they've tried our extraordinary product, and we're thrilled at the life-changing results people have. Our company email is continually full of happy, satisfied customers who thank us for the help they've received from Supernatural Silver. This holiday season, as you think of gifts to give your loved ones, consider giving Supernatural Silver, a gift that can help provide good health and wellness, a gift that can change lives and make a real difference. In a world where we are constantly exposed to dangerous health threats, give yourself and your loved ones a fighting chance. Give Supernatural Silver. Go to supernaturalsilver.com and use the promo code HOLIDAY2015 for 20% off. And this holiday season, we wish you and yours the blessings of peace and good health from all of us here at supernaturalsilver.com.
If you or someone you care about loves outdoor adventure, then check out slingbow.com for some unique holiday gift ideas. That's slingbow.com, where we have some innovative new products for the archer, hunter, or bow fishing enthusiast in your family. Now through January, use the promo code HOLIDAY to get free shipping in the U.S. or Canada. And from all of us at Slingbow Industries, have a safe, joyous, and peaceful holiday season.
We use mobile devices right against our bodies every day, but growing scientific evidence has emerged showing serious health risks associated with exposure to EMF radiation emitted from these devices. The solution is Defender Shield, the most effective mobile radiation shielding ever developed. Defender Shield blocks virtually 100% of EMF radiation from cell phones, tablets, and laptops, and starts at just $64.99. Buy now at DefenderShield.com. For 10% off, use promo code GCN. DefenderShield.com, the worldwide leader in mobile radiation shielding.
Hi, everyone. I'm Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist and host of The Bright Side. The good news about nutrition and health. The good news that if you or someone you care about is on a prescription drug or has some kind of health challenge, there's a gentle, natural, healthy way to address most health issues without drugs and without doctors, and it's as simple as understanding how the parts of the body work and how they interact with the foods we eat and the nutrients we take in. If you've heard me on The Bright Side or at one of my presentations, you know I'm a man on a mission to help you understand health and wellness and the remarkable healing powers of the biological system called the human body. And if you like The Bright Side, you're going to love my new website, brightsideben.com. You'll find articles and links, you'll be able to access archives, and we'll even have exclusive information that you won't hear on the radio show. And of course, you can purchase the Youngevity nutritional supplements and even sign up to join my Youngevity team and make an impact, make a difference, and maybe make some money too. Check out brightsideben.com. That's brightsideben.com, or call 866-735-2470 for more information.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
Okay, we're talking essential fats and hormones and melatonin. I love this stuff. It's so cheap. You're talking, I don't know, man, $5 for 93 milligram sublinguals will cost you around $5 or so. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy for something that's this beneficial. Now, I'm not saying it's a cure-all, but certainly it's got multiple benefits for anti-aging, anti-cancer, hair, skin, digestive system. It's been used to reduce the symptoms of gerd, gastroesophageal reflux disease. That is a miserable, miserable condition, especially at night. Can you imagine this? Some folks can't go to sleep. They have chronic heartburn, chronic splashback of acid coming up through the esophagus, and over the course of time, damage can occur to the esophagus. And by the way, if this sounds familiar, if this is you, think foods and digestion. Heartburn, GERD, these are all digestive health issues, and they're miserable experiences that nobody has to have. Melatonin in high concentrations has been used for folks who have GERD, but I'm talking high concentrations, 16 milligrams or so. You might want to try that if that's something you're dealing with, or at least look it up. Look up melatonin and GERD. Melatonin slows down the proliferation of cancer cells. It can actually kill cancer cells. It inhibits the blood supply to cancer cells. This is one of the strategies for dealing with tumors, is to inhibit their blood supply. And it turns out that melatonin can actually do that. It can slow down the nourishment to tumors, the circulatory system nourishment to tumors. Melatonin can balance out estrogen. Estrogen's pro-cancer. Well, melatonin can help balance out or antagonize or block those pro-cancer effects that estrogen has. And melatonin is an awesome skin hormone. Melatonin actually refers to the word melanin, tonin control or regulation. Melatonin is a pigment regulating hormone. Its name tells you that. And it has a very important role in skin health and in the health of your hair. According to a 2008 article in the Journal of Pineal Research, melatonin actually can increase hair growth, and melanin tonicity, it can actually improve hair pigmentation also. In fact, you can think of melatonin as a general hair and hair pigment or hair color tonic. Hair is made up like nails, like our nails. Same protein, keratin. Same stuff that makes up your fingernails, and for that matter, feathers and hooves and horns in nature, shells, hard tissue in nature, is keratin. In biological systems, I should say. Keratin's a biological in animals. Rhino horns and antlers and fingernails, toenails, these are all keratin. Keratin is given, it gets its firmness or its hardness, it obtains its hardness from the mineral sulfur, and sulfur deficiency is surprisingly common. Sulfur depletion from the soils is a surprisingly common issue. You don't hear about sulfur deficiency that much. If you have thinning nails, maybe you're dealing with a sulfur deficiency. Sulfur is absorbed in the digestive system, in the intestine, and you need to have not just a fully functioning intestine, but you need to have some acid going on in your stomach. You need to have enough stomach acid. You can use the supplement MSM. MSM is actually a usable form of sulfur. It's a natural form of sulfur. It's the best form of sulfur that's not in foods, that is. It's the best form of supplemental sulfur. You'll get your MSM in your Healthy Start Pack and your Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Now, hair and nails and hooves and rhino horns and all that stuff, antlers, it's actually dead stuff. When that stuff's coming out of your body, it's dead. This is one of the reasons why fungal infections will occur in the nails. The body is actually attempting to excrete the fungus with the dead nail. To the body, the nail is dead tissue. And so the body is attempting to eliminate the fungus with the dead tissue. It's actually pretty smart. It's a pretty smart strategy. That's why if anybody ever tells you they're killing fungus in the nail, they are medical or biological or biochemical boneheads. You don't kill fungus in the nail. I shouldn't say that. You don't get health benefits by killing fungus in the nail. That doesn't do you any good. And by the way, you can't really even do that very effectively anyway, if you can at all. The only people who I've ever heard tell me that they killed the fungus in their nails with laser, with drugs, are people selling the lasers and the drugs. And I don't mean to offend anybody selling lasers and drugs. It's just I've never seen it. So maybe it occurred, I've just never seen it. All right, so you can't really do much to your nails or your hair, no matter what the shampoo manufacturers say or the conditioner manufacturers say. You can't really do much to hair because it's dead. You can't use a product in your hair and have beautiful, healthy hair, at least truly beautiful, healthy hair. You can fake it out a little bit because there's all kinds of chemical shenanigans that cosmetics and hair companies will play with their products. Skincare, I've been saying this for years. The skincare business it's hard to find a more full of baloney business than the skincare business, but you know what? Hair care may take the cake. Shampoo, at least skin, there's some viable tissue there. Underneath the dead stuff, the stratum corneum, which gets its hardness, by the way, from keratin, like the hair. Underneath the surface, the hard surface, there's some viable tissue. There's some living tissue in the skin that you can affect, but not so in a hair. A hair is dead as a doorknob. Nothing happened in there. You got 3 layers to a hair strand. Hair is pretty darn interesting. A hair is maybe about 1/10 as thick as a pinhead. It's really very, very thin. You got about 100,000 hairs on your head, hair strands on your head. There's 3 layers to a hair strand. So even though this thing is like 1/10 of an inch, it's made up of 3 layers. I love this idea that in the body there's layers. The body's made up like baklava. The organs, the hair, the eyes, the glands, the skin. It's made up in layers, multiple layers, like baklava. It's made up of multiple layers. This, by the way, is a very, very important point when it comes to how we take care of our skin. If you don't realize that the skin, or the hair for that matter, if you don't realize it's made up in layers, you lose your power, you lose your control. The inner layer of the hair is called the medulla. The second layer of the hair, which is really where the bulk of your hair is the middle cortex. It's called the cortex, and that's really what gives the hair its strength. And then on the outside, you have the cuticle. It's the cortex and the medulla that give the hair its real appearance. And that's why you're not going to do anything. One of the reasons why you're not going to do anything with your shampoo. You got to get underneath the cuticle. And by the way, the color is in the cortex and in the medulla. And because these layers are relatively deep in the hair shaft and covered by the cuticle, you can't really change the way your hair looks, and you can't really change the color of your hair without doing some intense chemistry, aggressive chemistry, high heat. Alkalinizing agents like lye, potassium hydroxide, super aggressive stuff, because you got to get underneath the cuticle to get to where the bulk of the hair is and to where the color of the hair is. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. From the journal Acta Histochemica, this is from February 2005, the protective effects of melatonin against stress-induced mast cell degranulation. That means irritation. That means allergic reactions. That means swelling. That means inflammation. Well, melatonin's protective against that. From the journal Acta Dermatovenerologica. These are both, believe it or not, very well-known journals. Melatonin is involved with psoriasis. Investigations of the disorder of melatonin secretion in psoriasis are needed to understand its significance. They took samples out of patients. They took samples out of 13 healthy males and 13 psoriatic males, and guess what? Levels of melatonin were significantly lower in the psoriasis males. I'm not saying melatonin cures psoriasis, by the way. I'm just saying that if you have a skin health condition, the chances are that you got a melatonin condition as well. All right, tomorrow we'll talk more hair stuff, talk about shampoos and conditioners a little bit as we continue our discussion on fats and the skin, and fats and hormones, and fats and inflammation, and fats and icosanoids on the bright side. 844-236-6010 is our number. Lee in New Jersey. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Hey, Ben, how are you?
Hey, what's up, man? Where in Jersey are you? That's my old...
Northwest, Rockaway, New Jersey.
What's it called?
Rockaway.
Oh, you're from Rockaway. Okay, cool. All right. So what's going on today in New Jersey?
So basically, I've been having mental health problems for years and years.
Well, be specific. Be specific, because you don't sound mentally ill.
They want to diagnose me with bipolar, but
okay, I don't count that.
Yeah, I think I'm either depressed or I'm just not depressed.
Okay. And by the way, if you're depressed, one thing, Lee, just because you're depressed doesn't mean you have a mental health disease or an issue. There's a lot of good reasons to be depressed. It's when you're chronically depressed. It's when you can't get out of it, kind of thing. That's when it runs into a problem. But it's still, in my opinion, not a medical issue. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Lee.
But I think even more that it's more than the anxiety. And in addition to that, I've had skin problems my whole life. Like
okay, they're all connected.
When I think back to my childhood, I've always been itching or scratching.
All connected, Lee. All connected.
I know.
How old are you, buddy?
I'm 21 years old.
Okay, so you're forgiven because you're still a youngster and you don't necessarily know this stuff yet. But guess what, bro? You got a digestive condition, and once you get down to the bottom of it, chances are pretty good everything will resolve. And I don't know that, can't say that for a fact because I don't know you, but the chances are good. Certainly a lot will resolve. The fact that what you just said about a minute ago is the key. You said you were itchy. Do you hear that? Remember saying that? You were itchy and rashy when you were a kid. Bingo, food allergy. That's all you need to know right there. You follow me? I want everybody to hear this. If you have itchy, rashy on the skin, you have a food problem. Unless you're one of the rare people who just got into latex. You have a latex allergy. You jumped into a pot of latex or a vat of latex. You know what I'm saying? It happens topically. But when it happens all over the body, when it happens chronically, when you're not, exposing yourself to some kind of bizarre topical toxin, you got a digestive problem, which is 99% of the time. But that's such good news for you, Lee. That's amazing news. That's the best news you probably heard in 20 years or 21 years. Because that means everything can resolve. You hear what I'm saying? Lee, I'm not telling you this with 99% assurance. I'm telling you 100% assurance. I can't even tell you how many letters I get from people who they think it's a miracle, and it seems like a miracle, but it's not. You take the stuff out. Yeah, let me just finish this up real quick. Get a food diary. Write everything you eat. You still have digestive issues, and if you don't know them, it's only because they're going under the radar. And then you probably still have skin issues as well. The anxiety is caused by long-term secretion of stress hormones following this attack. That's what food intolerance is, an attack on the body. So the anxiety will start to resolve itself there. Now, if you have emotional things, and sometimes bipolar and depression, and even anxiety, there are emotional things that are involved. And I don't want to be the guy that says, just take this vitamin and that mineral and everything goes away. It doesn't work that way. If you have emotional and mental things going on, those need to be addressed. SMEP, spiritual, mental, emotional, physical, in that order. Spiritual, mental, emotional, physical. Now, from the physical perspective, though, you can do a lot. Do a food diary, get yourself on the nightly essence, and probably want to take a lot of them at first. Eat lots of fermented food, make your own, get a book called The Art of Fermentation, become a fermenting expert. That's really what you should be doing. Apple cider vinegar after your meals. I said digestive enzymes, I think. You might want to try things to coat the digestive tract. That means aloe, noni, cartilage-containing products. There are herbs like colt's foot and mallow that have a sort of mucilaginous quality that can coat the digestive system, the digestive tract. Gelatin, gummy material, algae, the Fuchs Z. All of these can coat the digestive tract and give you some benefits that way. But your most important step by far is going to be to eliminate certain foods. Gluten will probably be on the list. Grains, flours, cereals, pasta, potatoes, eggs, peanuts, dairy products. All of these are likely suspects. Go ahead, Lee. You had some other stuff?
Okay, well, the next thing I was going to ask is that, I wanted to ask the pharmacology expert that I was put on Seroquel at 200 milligrams to help me sleep. And then now I just wanted to get off it, but when I got off it, it seems like my allergy symptoms increased like 10%.
Yeah, that's called a rebound effect. Everything was artificially suppressed. It's like a mousetrap. Think of a mousetrap. You press on the mousetrap, right? You press, so it looks like nothing's happening. In fact, the mousetrap is completely still. And then all of a sudden, you take your finger away, or your hand away, or the locking mechanism away. You remove the Seroquel, boom! You get an explosive effect. It's a rebound effect. It's very common. That's why That's why you have to wean off of these things. Now, Seroquel is a pretty heavy-duty medicine, by the way. You know this, right?
Yeah.
It ain't. That's a pretty heavy-duty one. That's antipsychotic. You're in the antipsychotic world.
My doc's got a real heavy hand in the prescription pad. That's what I always tell him.
But you sound like a smart kid. I'm going to forgive you because you're a kid, but you're a smart kid.
I've been researching this, and leaky gut and all this stuff for years now. And I've been, I did an autoimmune protocol where I took out nightshades, I took out eggs.
That's got to have helped. Got to have helped.
It helped incredibly, but I still got flare-ups.
Well, you didn't do it 100%, dude. You didn't do it 100%, but you see how it helped. Hang on, don't go away, okay? I'll finish up when we come back. If you're on hold, we'll get to you too. 844-236-6010 is our number. Got lines open for you. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side, and we'll be back right after this. Just opened up my Facebook page, and I got this letter from Sydney, a picture actually. Let me see what it got here. What's this gentleman's name? I can't find your name here, but send me a picture. It's got a bruise on here, really bad bruise. Jamuffy, I think he says it. Jamuffy. Hope you're listening, Jamuffy. It's 1 a.m. there, they said. It's a bruise. It looks kind of like a bruise. Whenever you have broken skin or broken tissue or broken blood vessels under the skin and it looks like a bruise, and I can't tell if that's a bruise based on the picture you sent me. It looks sort of bruisey. What you're looking at is leaking blood. Blood only leaks. Blood usually leaks when there's broken blood vessels. It can also have to do with the pressure, but that looks more like there's broken blood vessels in there. Basically, you're breaking down. Whoever this is breaking down. There's major inflammation going on in that area, and it's causing that whole area to not get nutrition, to be accumulate toxicity, and to also not have oxygen. All of that is making it break down, and that's what you're seeing in the skin. It's not complicated, you guys. It's always going to come down to the same thing. I love telling you the mechanism of it all, but it still always comes down to the same thing. The mighty 90 essential nutrients remove toxicity, including sugar and food allergens, of course, patch up the gut, and make sure you're relaxing the body and oxygenating as well. It's really not that complicated. Chances are this person has some major digestive health issues, something they've been doing chronically for them to have a significant issue like this. For the listeners, it's a really significant bruise, purple kind of appearance to the skin. It doesn't quite look like a bruise, but I suspect that's what it is. And usually that means major breakdown in the blood vessels, and that means major inflammation, and that means typically a long-time chronic problem. That's great news, though. The bigger they are, the harder they fall, as they say. And meaning, the sicker we are, the faster we turn it around. Lee, what's going on, man? I didn't mean to cut you off there. What were you saying?
Oh, that's fine. You can rant as long as you want.
Okay.
I found you a week ago. I can't believe I'm already on the phone talking to you. This is incredible.
That's awesome. I'm glad you called. So, anything else you want to talk about? I mean, what you said is really interesting. I actually love what you said. And Lee, this is very important. And everybody listening, I hear this all the time. Lee actually cured himself without a doctor. What you told me before we went to the break, you actually cured yourself with that whole autoimmune protocol. Now, you didn't do it 100%. I should say cured. You doctored yourself. You treated yourself. You didn't do it 100%. You probably missed some stuff because you were still doing it kind of blindly. You didn't really know why you were doing it or why it was working. You didn't have the understanding. Now you do. So here's the thing, though, Lee. You're smarter than your doctor. You understand? Or whoever is treating you. Because you took care of yourself, and we underestimate our power. We don't trust ourselves. We don't think we're authorities. We don't think we're smart enough. And the medical model encourages us to think this because they get paid by us thinking we're dumb, or at least we're not capable. Lee, you're fully capable. You already did it. So continue doing it, and I'm not going to repeat myself. I just told you all the stuff, but you can go back to the archives if you didn't get it. And then if you have anything else, let me know. I want to take a couple more calls if I can. Yes. Yes.
Okay, so I believe I have a sensitivity to coconut. So what are my fat options besides olive oil?
Well, I doubt you. I find that unlikely, first of all. So try eating a bunch of coconut and see what happens. Coconut oil particularly, because that's the good stuff. So spend the day eating coconut oil, or at least a big part of it, and don't eat anything else even. And that way you'll find out for yourself. Did you do that?
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to do it. But if I can't tolerate...
you can't tolerate coconut oil?
No, eggs or whey protein. What are my protein options for liquid options?
You'll have to play around with it. You'll have to play around with it. Fish soup, chicken soup, bone soup. Okay. Everything's going to have some protein in it. You want the protein to be easy to process, though. So liquid protein, like bone soup, is a great one.
Okay.
Okay?
Wonderful.
And
Thank
sometimes
you
you
so
could do
much.
different types of eggs, too, so play around with the types of eggs. Sometimes the amount of cooking affects it, so sometimes people can't do hard, but they can do soft-boiled. Okay? Good job, man. Congratulations, though. Very impressively.
Thank you very much.
All right, man. Be good. Okay, let's go to New Hampshire. Brian, what's up, man? Welcome to the bright side.
Hey, Ben. How you doing today?
Doing good. How's it going? I love New Hampshire, by the way. Love that state. Where are you?
Just to follow up on what you were saying, my fiance was diagnosed at a young age with both bipolar and, I think, borderline personality disorder.
Okay.
Then she went on to become a nutritional advisor and quickly realized that she didn't need her prescriptions.
Awesome.
And so I just wanted to touch upon that.
That's awesome. What does she do now?
Right now, she's a nutritional advisor.
I mean, but specifically.
So she works in multiple vitamin stores. She works in like vitamin shop. And
Okay, good. She like farms herself out to different health places, vitamin places?
Precisely. Exactly.
Nice. Good deal. So what's going on today?
My questions were in terms of what we were talking about today. It's melatonin. Melatonin, my wife, last time we spoke, said it wasn't exactly a good thing to take before going to sleep because it might throw off your 5-HTP,
all of that,
melatonin balance.
All of that.
Couldn't you just avoid all of that by just taking 5-HTP and
no,
avoid taking
5-HTP is useless. I've never seen anybody get benefits from that stuff. I don't want to say useless because probably there's somebody out there who is getting benefits. I've just never seen it. The body regulates the conversions of these things. You can't just take a precursor and then expect the body to just make more of the stuff. There's too many control mechanisms. You follow? You can't just take the precursors are important. You need and by precursors I mean the raw materials. The body converts these raw materials into other things. And 5-HTP for the listeners is converted into serotonin through some steps, but those steps are tightly regulated, and the body is not just going to make more serotonin because you take 5-HTP. So negative. This is why melatonin is a problem, and it's why melatonin is not a problem. I mean, why melatonin has benefits because it bypasses the conversion. You follow? You don't have to convert anything. It goes right to work. That's also why, like you said, and you pointed out very accurately, Brian, you can throw things off when you start doing these things. Now, I personally, and this is just my opinion, okay, I think it's worth it with melatonin. You got to be careful. You got to pay attention. I think it's worth it in my personal experience and in the experience of my patients. But you're going to have, because your point is very well taken, Brian. This is a hormone. You're throwing it in the body, and you can do, it's conceivable you could throw things off. So you just got to pay attention.
Okay,
Does that help?
Let's follow up. Well, by the same logic, wouldn't taking like tryptophan be a bad idea?
Here's the thing with the aminos, okay? Like tryptophan especially. They're never found in nature by themselves. There's no tryptophan tree. There's no tryptophan fruit. They're in conjunction with everything else in the body. This is why whole foods are so important. This is why supplements will never replace whole foods. Supplements supplement whole foods. Okay? Yeah. And nothing says this more clearly than tryptophan and amino acids in general, but tryptophan is so powerful amino acid. It's a building amino acid. It's not found in nature really in great amounts. Tryptophan is so important for the skin. Tryptophan is electromagnetic. It turns the sun into... tryptophan has an ability to turn the sun into our bodies. Did you hear that, Brian? That is... Yeah. Dude, that rocks. That blows me away. The sun is converted into human tissue through the action of tryptophan and tryptophan-like substances. It's ridiculously important for building. It is maybe the primary building amino acid, but in nature it's found with other amino acids, and this is where it gets a little bit tricky. And that's why I don't talk about amino acids as much as we do the vitamins and the minerals and the other essential nutrients. You follow me? Yeah. The aminos, some of these aminos, the balance is very, very important. So I don't think tryptophan may help a little bit, but it's still not going to do it like melatonin.
Okay, let me just follow up then lastly. To help me go to sleep, I always take magnesium glycinate, chelate, chelate, and I was curious if you've ever followed up on magnesium L-threonate.
The threonate salts it's another amino acid, and we talked about this a couple days ago. I don't think it was with you. Somebody called about the chelates, and that's really the way you want to go, in my opinion, is with chelated amino acids. If you can't do the colloidals are better than the chelates. If you're going to do a solid, like a capsule or a tablet, a solid form, go chelate and look for an amino acid chelate. So threonine's good, and threonine's very underappreciated, and it's not as problematic as some of the other ones. But I like the aspartates. because you get a little mental boost from it, like a little buzz from it. You don't feel a buzz, but it's an upregulator for the brain. Now, again, you don't want to overdo it. Dr. Blaylock, whom, I think he's Dr. Blaylock talks about the aspartates, and he says stay away from them. I think he's wrong on that, but you do want to be careful with them. There's a big difference between staying away and being careful. That's why, there's a lot of things where people say, oh, you want to stay away, stay away. I say be careful, because sometimes you get benefits, like the whole oils thing, for example. Basically, we want to learn to trust. Brian, thanks so much for your call, buddy. I got to go. We're out of time here. Brian's one of our smart listeners. I love my smart listeners, man. I love talking to smart people. It makes it so much easier. You know what, guys? I loved what Lee said before. He said he did a protocol and it helped, but he went off it for whatever reason. We got to learn to trust ourselves. We got to learn to trust our internal divine nature. So many times I hear this, where I went off it. The doctor told me it was silly, or the doctor told me this is what Lee said. But we don't trust ourselves. Learn to trust your inner divine wisdom, because it's there. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. You've been listening to The Bright Side. Thanks for being here, folks. We'll be at you tomorrow with more good health information. Have yourselves a wonderful, beautiful, awesome, spectacular day.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich? Working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare? Having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom106.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom106.com. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom106.com.
Thousands of people seeking home security get ripped off every day, and the home security industry wants you to believe that's your only option. They've got hordes of salesmen out there trying to scare you into signing one of their long-term contracts. You get stuck writing huge checks month after month with no way out. It's robbery by contract, and it can cost you thousands. But there's a better way to protect your home. Simply Safe Home Security. Simply Safe has no contracts. None. You'll get award-winning 24/7 protection. Security professionals watching over your home, ready to instantly send police to the rescue for just $14.99 per month. That's less than half what most companies charge. Protect your home the smart way. Visit simplysafedefense.com today for an exclusive 10% offer and get a free keychain remote worth $25. Only when you go to simplysafedefense.com. simplysafedefense.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sam Nussbaum with the Anthem Foundation. Premature birth is the leading cause of death of babies and disabilities for children. That's why we support the March of Dimes to help mothers have full-term pregnancies and healthy babies. Join us in supporting cutting-edge research, treatment, and outreach to help moms during their pregnancy and give every baby a healthy start in life. Learn how you can help at marchofdimes.org.
Hello?
Congratulations.
For what?
For losing all that weight. How'd you do it so fast?
ASAP.
ASAP what? What's that mean?
Are you ready to get as skinny as possible, as soon as possible, as simple as possible, and as sexy as possible?
I'm listening.
Then get with the ASAP program. It's real and it works. No smooth talk, no slick advertising, and no exaggerated claims of success.
I've got to know more.
Welcome to ASAP, as slim as possible. Whether you have 10, 20, or 50 pounds to lose, ASAP is your weight loss answer. ASAP targets the abnormal fat reserves and makes them available to be burned as fuel and contains no caffeine or hormones. Order ASAP at wholesale prices or join the team to share the business with others. Go to gcnteam.com or call 855-GCN-MALL. That's 855-426-6255. gcnteam.com or 855-426-6255. Lose weight and look great with ASAP, as slim as possible.
My dad was 59 when he collapsed from a heart attack late last year. Just this past August was when we spread his ashes on the St. Croix River. I loved my dad, but boy was he stubborn. He hadn't been to the doctor in over 25 years. His excuse? He simply couldn't afford it. He wasn't a rich man by any means. At less than $107 per month, libertyoncall.org would have been the perfect alternative for my father. Don't wait. Go to libertyoncall.org right now, for not just your sake, but for the sake of your loved ones. Again, that's libertyoncall.org.
Hey, Berkey Guy here. Are you still drinking unfiltered tap water? Does your water contain chlorine or fluoride? Will you have drinkable water in an emergency? The Berkey Guy is here to help you remove these and other potential contaminants from your water, thus helping you drink clean, purified water. We offer Berkey water purification systems at the lowest available prices online. Don't go another moment without Berkey system. Over the last 10 years, we've helped thousands drink clean, purified water. Join them by visiting goberkey.com or call me, the Berkey Guy, at 877-886-3653. That's 877-886-3653.
Did you know that home break-ins increase more than 100% during the holidays? It takes just 10 seconds for an intruder to kick in your door, but police response to a home alarm system is more than 20 minutes, and intruders are in and out of your home in 5 minutes. Thieves know that you're not home and have presents inside just waiting to be taken. And if you are home, how safe will you feel with an intruder lurking inside with your family? That's why police across the country are recommending you use Door Armor. Proven to withstand the force of a battering ram, Door Armor keeps intruders out. It's easy to install and barely visible, and your Door Armor is guaranteed for life. Go to InvasionStopper.com for a very special buy one, get one at half off deal. These savings are for a limited time and only available to GCN listeners. Protect your valuables and loved ones this holiday season. Go to InvasionStopper.com now. That's InvasionStopper.com.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't take on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
My dad was 59 when he collapsed from a heart attack late last year. Just this past August was when we spread his ashes on the St. Croix River. I loved my dad, but boy was he stubborn. He hadn't been to the doctor in over 25 years. His excuse? He simply couldn't afford it. He wasn't a rich man by any means. At less than $107 per month, libertyoncall.org would have been the perfect alternative for my father. Don't wait. Go to libertyoncall.org right now, for not just your sake, but for the sake of your loved ones. Again, that's libertyoncall.org.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today.
My name is Bill Bonner, and I have an important message. Right now, the highest levels of government are struggling against an inevitable crisis, but they're about to lose control. When this happens, it will rip our country apart in ways you never imagined, from where we shop to the family you want to protect. Look, I've made predictions like this before. A few years ago, I warned that the housing prices would collapse. Before that, I warned that .com companies would crash, and they did. Those who listened had a chance to save themselves. But this has nothing to do with the stock market. This will affect us all. I've posted a free video at disappearingdollar.com. Maybe you'll disagree with my conclusions, but first you need to watch this video and see the facts for yourself. You can watch the video for free right now by going to disappearingdollar.com. Again, that's disappearingdollar.com.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
Earthquake, floods, winter storms, prolonged power outages, or war. Each of us have had that moment when we recognize that we need to be better prepared. We typically do the same thing. We start with food storage, then we address the need for water. But have you considered heat storage? I'm talking about staying warm in the cold. Here are some things for you to consider. How will I keep my family warm? The standard answers are firewood, coal, or propane. But the problem with that, if you need to be on the move, is you can't take it with you. Another concern, there may come a time when you need to stay warm without smoke, like in times of war. There may even come a time when you can't burn fuel. The answers may be simpler and less costly than you think. For these answers, go to fortressclothing.com. Again, fortressclothing.com has the answers to your heat storage dilemma. Don't get stuck in the cold. fortressclothing.com. You'll never be cold again.
Most of you know that heart disease is the #1 silent killer in the U.S. What if I told you for just $54.95 a month you could fight against heart disease naturally? At Heart and Body Extract, we've been helping thousands of people get back to a healthier heart. Don't just take my word for it. Check out all of the success stories at hbextract.com. Or to order, call 866-295-5305. That's 866-295-5305. hbextract.com. Don't risk it when you can take charge of it.
The following is an important holiday inventory announcement from idstronghold.com.
As many of you have come to know, idstronghold.com is the #1 name in quality RFID blocking wallets that actually do as they say and prevent electronic pickpocketing of the new RFID chips found in credit cards, room keys, subway passes, and more. Last year, due to the extreme popularity of giving ID Stronghold wallets and clutches as unique gifts at Christmas time, we ran out of our most popular styles and colors early. The good news is, we now have our holiday inventory ready for same-day shipping. We have added many more designs of beautiful leather wallets and clutches, all with state-of-the-art built-in electronic pickpocket shielding from the most respected name in RFID protection, idstronghold.com. Don't wait and limit your choices of these great gifts. We are expecting another sellout season. These wallets aren't available in stores, so visit idstronghold.com today. That's idstronghold.com.